All right, One Pride, thank you for looking on the video. Andrew's not with us today. He's a little bit busy, but so I'm flying solo today. I wanted to come at you. Didn't want to leave you hanging after that devastating loss, 42-30 against the Minnesota Vikings at home in Detroit. It's terrible to see it. Before we get started, I want to let you know that we need your involvement, and we want you guys to leave comments. Let us know what you think. It's going to be a controversial video, especially if you're a fan that likes to stay on the positive side, like a lot of fans like to do. Because I'm heartbroken. Same with a lot of fans. Nobody that I've talked to really saw this coming. Just the implosion of the Detroit defense, and nobody could have saw the injuries coming. But before we get started, we want you to leave a comment, we want you to hit the like button, and we want you to subscribe. I'm flying solo today, so all right, let's get into it. Go One Pride, go Lions. All right, so like I said up top, we got hit with a lot of injuries. The injury bug hit Detroit this week. Before the game, we might as well start with there. Deshaun Hand still not playing. Mike Daniels still out. Those are big parts of the Detroit pass rush, and you could see it today. Kirk Cousins had all day to throw. That's not what you want to see, and he's a talented guy. He had a rough start to the beginning of the season, but he hears the criticism. He came out balling. We definitely saw the Kirk Cousins that we saw in Washington. Like, oh, you like that? Yeah. If Vikings fans like that, it's tough to see. It's tough to see, especially when our secondary's been good. So they've been so well all season. Now, getting hit with the injury bug. So yeah, I talked about those two guys up top. Gerard Davis, he's been fighting injuries all season, and then he had his ankle taped up midway through the game. Quandre Diggs, I don't even know if he played. I don't think he played. He's still hurt. Oh my God, it's just rough, And Tavon Wilson, he got hurt last game. I don't even know if he was back. I don't have all the things in front of me right now, but Tracy Walker got hurt during the game. Darius Slay obviously got hurt. He didn't come back. Kerryon Johnson got hurt. He didn't come back, and now they're talking about he's going to miss some time. And then Snacks Harrison as well. He got hurt. These are big, huge hits to our defense, and it's hard to see us recovering from that, to be honest with you. There's a lot of positive YouTubers out there, Lions YouTubers. Dose of Dion is one of them. He's always really positive. He wants to come out and say, Lions season's not over. I saw a lot of articles saying, Lions season's not over, but it's in jeopardy. Let me just give you some background on my personal Lions fandom. I've been a Lions fan for my whole life. Strongly became a Lions fan after Stafford got drafted, especially after the 2 years when he was injured. After that, and he was blowing it up. 2011, he scored 40 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, something crazy, absolutely ridiculous. That's when I truly became a real Detroit Lions fan. And anyone that's also a Lions fan, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you're a diehard Lions fan as well. You know the struggle. You get it. It sucks. It sucks to be a Lions fan. It's never good. I'm almost 25 years old. I've never, ever. People talk about in sports I've never seen my team win the championship. I've never seen my team make it to the championship. I've never even seen my team win a playoff game in my whole 25-year life. I've never seen my team host a playoff game in Detroit, ever. I've never seen my team win a division title. How sad is that? It's so sad, And I know I'm preaching to the choir. All you guys are the same. All you guys, have lived through this drought. If you're clicking on this video and you're watching this video after that loss to the Vikings, you are a true Detroit Lions fan. You really are. And I'm sorry to tell you this. It is of my belief that the Lions season is over in October right now, and it's really sad to hear that, because so much hype this offseason, and then into the season, oh my gosh, we should have beat the Cardinals for sure. That was an obvious gimme. We beat the Chargers, we beat a roughed up Eagles team, we almost beat Kansas City. We probably should have if we didn't have some of the dumbest mistakes I've ever seen ever, and then we should have beat the Packers if it wasn't for terrible officiating. So it's so hard when your team comes out fighting like that, and they could easily be 4-0, 5-0 after all that, after losing games, tying games, rough games. You want them to come out and compete so that all that wasn't for nothing. And then at home, the defense just got obliterated by the Vikings, and I'm understanding of all these injuries, but what happened to next man up? The good teams, it's next man up. I'm willing to say that the Packers game was BS. It was, it was completely BS, and you could say all you want, the better teams overcome that, but the better teams don't consistently have to deal with this kind of BS, like the Lions do. And if you're a Lions fan, I don't have to convince you. I don't care to convince you. If you're a Lions fan, and it's just something you got to deal with. But the game against the Vikings with injuries aren't an excuse. Every team deals with injuries. The good teams overcome them, and it's really sad. Even before those injuries started hitting, we didn't have Hand and Daniels in the past few games. We've been decently all right. Our defensive line, and the rest of our defense has been stellar. So you expect to come into this game following up that momentum, and you don't. You really just crap the bed. It's funny because we started off the game with the momentum on our side. Stafford and Marvin Jones for that great touchdown to begin the game. And there's some positive takeaways of the game, right? Marvin Jones had a stellar game. It was awesome, but it looked like we were rolling. Our offense was rolling, and it's something we've been asking for. We've been begging for it, to be aggressive all game. For us to do that, but then also lose because our defense can't stop them at all. What did they have? How many punts did they have? Two or maybe three. It's just, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Darius Slay was getting beat. Everybody just looked dismal out there. I didn't like almost anything. It's just so heartbreaking and devastating because our season is over in October. And obviously, I don't mean literally over. Obviously, crazy stuff can happen. Rodgers, knock on wood, because I don't like to, root for anybody getting injured, but Rodgers can get hurt. Dalvin Cook can get hurt. And then what? In 2 weeks, we could be on top of the division. Who knows? Who knows? But in all likeliness, our season's over. It's done. Because we have to face the Vikings now in their home. And we got to face the Bears twice. And we got to face Green Bay again. We have a tough schedule. We would have definitely benefited if we were able to capitalize on some of those positions we were in early in the season against Kansas City, against Green Bay, against the Cardinals. We should have just stepped on their throat and not let off and won those games. We could have started off 5-0. We could have started off 5-0, and we didn't. And then now we just shit the bed at home against the Vikings, and it's so sad to see. Next week we're facing the Giants, and Saquon is back, Golden Tate's back, Daniel Jones is looking pretty good. Do I think we could win? Yeah. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter, and that's even more sad to me because if you're a Lions fan, what happens. The Lions season is done in October or November, sometimes even September. And they stay in it until the end. They stay in it all the way till the end and either back into the playoffs and as a first-round elimination, or they don't make the playoffs and then we have a shitty draft pick. I'm not saying to tank, but it's you're playing with my emotions too much. I've been a fan for so long, and every single season it seems like it's the same thing. And I hate when people say same old Lions, because it's not the same team, it's not the same old Lions, but it's the same curse, right? It's the same problem that we've been having year after year. They play you in the off season, the hype gets up, it's so high. We believe in Bob Quinn, we believe in Matt Patricia, we believe in Matt Stafford. And then the beginning of the season is always a disappointment. Always a disappointment. Never fails, never ever fails. Stafford always plays the best with his back against the wall. And now his back against the wall, and he's going to play stellar like he always does. And we're going to win games. We're going to win crazy games, probably games we shouldn't win. And then, is it I can't tell the future, but I'm telling you now. Based on prior history, we're going to make it to the end of the season and be one of those playoff bubble teams, and none of it's going to matter again. And it's so sad to see. It's really just devastating. The Lions looked so good coming into this offseason. We get Trey Flowers. We get Mike Daniels. We extend Snacks. Stafford was hurt last season. He's getting healthier. Slay's getting healthier. Carry-on's getting healthier. Galladay's getting healthier. Jones is getting healthier. We're coming into the season. Matt Patricia didn't have a long offseason last year. He's going to have the full offseason this year. We had all of these as hype points. It was crazy. We got Rashawn Melvin. We got Justin Coleman. Great additions. Our secondary is looking great. Tracy Walker looked excellent in his limited role last year. We wanted to see how he'd do this year. He's looked great. We got 2 great draft picks. How are they going to do with our new team? They've been great so far, but dude, this offseason we had all of those points to be hype about, saying, okay, we're going to be better than last year because of all these reasons. All of these reasons are why we're going to be better. We improved in every single facet of the game, And then to come out with a result like this after week 6, sitting there with a thumb up our ass, just sitting here at the bottom of the division again. It's not what anybody wants to see. It's not what any Lions fan wants to see. We're already looking to next year. I'm already looking to next year. How are they going to improve? Because I don't want Patricia fired. I think he's doing a great job so far. I think there's mistakes that he needs to build upon and things he needs to improve upon for sure. But like I said, we could have been 5-0 starting this season. That's nothing to just look over. You can't forget at the end of the season, if we're 6-10, you can't forget all of the things that brought us to 6-10. You can't forget the bad officiating in Green Bay. You can't forget that we almost beat Kansas City with a healthy Mahomes. You can't forget that, you can't forget the mistakes too. We blew a lead against Arizona. We completely blew it. There's a lot of areas to improve upon. We need to get healthier. There's still things to look forward to, but to me, it's all for next season now. Bob Quinn, I still trust in Bob Quinn. I love what he's doing, but you're going to take a hit when you go and spend $90 million on Trey Flowers, and this dude, does he have a sack? I don't know. Does he have 1 maybe? 0? I don't know. This guy is irrelevant in the game. Trey Flowers is irrelevant, And I heard a podcast that were saying no. He's he's doing his gaps. He's doing his job. Okay, fine. Maybe I just don't know enough. But from a casual fan's perspective, this dude is not doing enough. He was one of the top players in the league for pressures against the quarterback on the Patriots. We expect that pressure to come here in Detroit, and we don't have Daniels in hand, which are big against the pass rush, but we shouldn't need that. We got Okawara, Gerard Davis is back, Jelani Tavai's there. What are we with? Christian Jones is there, Devon Kennard is there. All these guys have put up sacks, and all these guys have put up pressures. What is going on? So is it the scheming? Because it looked like this game, we did a lot more blitzing. We were stacking the box. We were trying to stop Dalvin Cook. None of it worked. None of it worked. Snacks was in. A run defense was not there. Not there at all. Dalvin Cook ran all over us. If they just handed him the ball every single play, I'm positive he would have had 400 yards. And then that opened up the game for Kirk Cousins to pick us apart because we had to stack the box. We couldn't do anything against Dalvin Cook. So we had to stack the box, and then Kirk Cousins was picking us off. Even against Darius Slay, there was a 30-yard, something 25, 30-yard pass to Stephon Diggs. Darius Slay was one-on-one covering him. It was not bad defense, but dude, you're Darius Slay, man. You need to not allow that to happen. It's hard. It's so hard to come out here and do a show after a loss like that. It's so hard to be passionate about my Detroit Lions. It's so hard. But, that's what real Detroit Lions fans do. We deal with this heartache. We deal with this devastation year in and year out. Every single year, this is what we do. You got to be some sort of masochist to be a Detroit Lions fan. It's the truth, because you got to enjoy that a little bit. There's part of me somewhere that must enjoy it. Otherwise, I wouldn't stay around. It's like an abusive relationship. It really is. And we all have Stockholm Syndrome. And it's completely true. Going forward from here, I would honestly just rather have them tank. Honestly, I really would. Actually, I take that back. I don't want them to tank. That's just over-exaggeration. Come on, we've all been there. We've all over-exaggerated. Look, it was a hard loss, okay? I'm in my feelings right now. But look, the problem is that they're probably going to win like the next 3 games just to give our hopes up again. And we're like, oh, we're back in this bitch. And then just to lose it again, you know? I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear. Then at the end of the season, I'm going to be like, I'm going to, turn to Andrew and say, oh, look, the Lions season was over in October. What were we getting our hopes up for late in December? Why were we even caring about the Green Bay game on December 29th? Why the hell did we care? Like, as if that was going to make a difference. It just makes me sick. It makes me sick. But that being said, honestly, okay, I'm going to be straight with you guys. The Vikings are probably the best team in our division. And it's not because we almost beat the Packers and then we got crushed by the Vikings. No, I seriously, and I said this before in the offseason, I said it. They're definitely the most well-rounded team. They have the run game. They have a guy that can throw the ball. They have amazing receivers to catch the ball. And honestly, a good tight end to catch the ball too. And then their defense is stellar. I mean, what else do you need? What else do you need? Just all phases of the defense look great. And honestly, all NFC North teams do, but they also have the run game to back it up. They also have the pass game to back it up. And if my money's on a team right now who's the best team in the NFC North, it's the Vikings. It's the Vikings. At least the Bears are pretty bad too. That's really the only bright side I could take out of this right now. Let me know in the comments. Do you care that I'm being truthful and honest with you guys and just sharing my feelings like that, or do you just want positivity? Because I could come out here and say, listen, guys, it's not over. It's not over at all. It's not by a long shot. 3 losses on the schedule. Who cares? We could easily come back from that. I could easily come out here and say that. I just don't believe it because I've been a Lions fan for so long. And you guys don't believe it too. Come on, man. Who as a Lions fan, who has been a Lions fan for their whole life, is sitting there now after this Vikings loss, 2nd division loss, and saying, oh, no, we still really, really, truly have a shot? What's the shot? What's the shot you're aiming for at this point? The team is hurt. All across the board, we're hurt. We don't even have carry on. Who's going to run the ball? Ty Johnson? The funny thing is, like, the main thing that we had in the offseason was, like, our offensive line. Like, oh, my God, this, injury-riddled offensive line, what are they going to do? And, like, that, besides the run blocking, offensive line has been great and consistent. It's the defensive line who is supposed to be the star of our team. It's so crazy how these things play out. It's so crazy. In the offseason to now, just complete 180 shift. I keep trying to end the show and I keep going off on tangents. But, thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for watching and listening. If you're a real Detroit Lions fan, I want you to hit subscribe. I want you to hit the like button. And please, please, please leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the Lions' loss to the Vikings. Tell me what you think about the Lions in general for the rest of 2019 and beyond. Tell me what you think about next year. Are you excited? Are you now already looking forward to next year? Or do you disagree with me? Do you think that you want Patricia fired? Do you want Bob Quinn fired? I absolutely do not. If we do that, we might as well get rid of Stafford and Slay and all of our guys, because then you're just in complete rebuild mode, and I don't think we're ready for that at all. We knew coming into the season that we were going to be good, but we also knew that the rest of the NFC North was going to be good. And 2 of our losses are from the NFC North. One of them was BS, and we should have beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I think we're a great team in the making. Just things didn't go our way. And we're going to need things to go our way eventually. But for now, for 2019, to me, it's over in October. It's over in October. So thanks again. One Pride. I'm out.